Hey world, I am back with another video. It's been about 2.5 months since I got back from my Paris trip, and Mandy and I, if you haven't seen that video, we did a super epic unboxing of all of the goodies that we got from Paris. That includes Goyard, our 50 trips to Hermes, which it's not 50 trips, but there were a lot of trips made harassing our essay at Hermes and other stores as well. So if you haven't seen that video, definitely go check that out. Yes, it's an hour long, so grab a cup of coffee, a little snack, because an hour of us just going back and forth, bickering and telling stories. So I hope you enjoy that video. I'll link that up above as well as below for you. But this has given me enough time to kind of just run through all of my items and gather my thoughts and which ones I've been gravitating towards and the ones that I haven't been using so much. So I'm going to break it into the most used and the least used, and of course give you my thoughts on it. So let's just get right into it. Let's start off with the least used item, and this one I actually have not used at all. I've taken it out once or twice just to look at it and admire how beautiful it is. And it's the Calie wallet in this beautiful print where it's got all of the horses on there. And this is, I think, a special edition release where you see on the inside, you've got a slip compartment here, and you also have a button enclosure here as well. This piece was an impulse buy. I saw it on social media. Of course, I love horses. I used to ride when I was little, so horses do resonate with me quite a bit. And of course, you know, every little girl, I want a pony. Yeah, so that was me. And when I saw this one in this beautiful blue color, I just had to have it. But then when I came back from Paris and I saw it, I was like, how much did I pay for this? Because I didn't even ask how much it was. I was like, yes, I want it. This thing was, I think it was approximately $600 to $700. I was like, I can't believe I paid that much money for this particular wallet. Now, will I let this go? I don't think so. I might hold on to it because this is a really special edition that has all the horses on there. I don't know if it's going to retain its value, if it's going to be a special piece in the future, but as of right now, I think I'm going to keep it in my collection. But I don't know if I'm going to wear this just because this is a very delicate, smooth skin. And of course, you've got the print on there, and the light is being crazy right now. It smells amazing. So no complaints there, but it's just too kind of like I'm reverting back to my original self. It's so precious. It's brand new. Don't use it. Don't get the cost per wear down. Why would you do that? It's too beautiful to use. I don't know. The next item pains me a little, and it is part of my least used item category, not by choice, is the Faure Le Page bracelet. So I was only able to wear it once. I was so upset about it because we, as the 5 girls that went to Paris, we all got this as our friendship bracelet. And I went back to Chicago. I was like, oh, I haven't used this at all. Let me start wearing it. And I was flying from Nashville to Chicago. I had my winter jacket on. It was freezing. And I think throughout the day, I was taking on and off my jacket, and somehow it was lost. So I no longer have this in my collection. It was a very sad day. I told Mandy, I told my friend Tammy, and they're like, I can't believe you threw away our friendship. I was like, no, calm down. I lost the bracelet. I'm very upset about it. I did file a claim with my credit card and it hasn't been approved yet. There's a funny story with that, but I'll tell you a different day once that all clears up and squares away and they made a final decision. But hopefully I will get my money back because I did use my credit card and the purchase protection, which is why you should always use a credit card when it comes to purchasing luxury or just anything in general, because you do have that purchase protection. And I also think that I got a size too big, so that's why there was room for it to kind of just slip off as it is bunching up by the sleeves of your coat. So that's my theory, but I wore that all of one time. However, I don't know if I will repurchase it because Mandy is like, now you have to go buy another one so you can come back to our friendship circle. I was like, girl, don't even. I'm the one that dragged all of you guys to Hermes, okay? So don't start with me. But I was really disappointed, and I don't think I will buy any more silver pieces from Hermes. But yes, I know silver will tarnish, but I had that one out on a really nice stand, which I'll show you a picture with all of my bracelets and necklaces. I haven't even worn it at all, and it started turning yellow. which obviously you can use different solutions and different maintenance. Yes, I understand silver can tarnish and turn yellow. It's just the nature of it, but I haven't even worn it once and that kind of just turned me off, which is really interesting because I did purchase this one from my other trip to Paris, and I've been wearing this quite a bit. Sure, it's not as shiny and bright as it used to be. However, this one has not turned yellow or tarnished. Maybe it's because I wore it a lot more, whereas the other one I didn't wear it at all. I tried to use it with the silver solution and it didn't turn back to what it should look like, which is a bright, brilliant silver color. And it kind of did. So let me scratch that. It kind of did, but there are so many nooks and crannies when it comes to the Chandon, I think that's what it's called, that it was hard for you to get like a little brush to start brushing it out with the solution. So I don't know, I'll think about that and see how I feel if I want to get another one. I was talking about it with my friend and she was just like, yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen with gold. It's gonna happen with, you know, other precious metals. You just have to maintenance. Haven't you seen those movies where you have all of the British people, like their maids and whatever, just sitting there polishing? It's Sunday or it's Saturday. It's time to polish silver. And just to give you an update, this one was purchased for me by my boyfriend as a surprise present from Hermes, which is a necklace. And this one did turn a little silver, but it's not like horrible like the bracelet. So I don't know how that works. I might have to do some research, but I think, you know, if you're going to get silver, just go in with the expectation that you will need to do maintenance on it. All right, let's talk about the mini Lindy. I know you all have been staring at it since it's been sitting here really pretty next to me. I have not used this bag more than 5 times. I want to say 3, maybe 2 or 3 times, and it's not by choice either. I actually really want to use this bag. However, I was waiting to get an insert for this and I finally did, which I'll show you in a second here. Number 2, it has been raining. It has been just snowing here in Nashville, which happens like once a year, twice a year. And it's just been like, it's time to bring out the Lindy. Oh no, it's raining outside. Okay, put that back. Just kidding. Put it back. And I just don't want to get this wet because this is Swift leather. So any raindrops, I'm sure it will dry out and it will just come back to the original color, but I don't want to risk it, especially when it's still, you know, pretty brand new. And I want to keep this one as nice as possible. It's not going to be one of those bags where I'm getting the cost per wear down. Yes, I still want to get the cost per wear down, but I don't want it to look extremely beat up because it is a mini bag. It's not like it's a tote bag or it's like, you know, my vintage Hermes Calie 35 where there's a little bit of scuff and it is okay to kind of have it look even more worn than it is, but this is a cute little bag. When it's a tiny bag, you want to make sure it looks pretty pristine. So I do take very good care of it when I do bring it out. Like it sits in my lap when I'm in the car. It doesn't just get thrown in the back seat like a different bag. And in the restaurant, I make sure it's out of the service way. So I'm a little bit more precious with this, which is not something I usually do, but it's an Hermes mini Lindy. You got to be precious with this. So during the summer when weather is going to be nicer out, I do plan on busting this out quite a bit, and it does go with a lot of my different outfits. Not that I get super creative with my outfits, but I think it does pair quite well. I do still have the stickers on here, and most of the time when I wear this bag, I actually don't keep it done up just because it does get a little bit cumbersome. This is not my first time owning a Lindy. I had a Lindy 36 and I quickly discovered I did not like it because it was just too big, and the zippers, you've got a more mass area to cover when you open and close the zippers. But with this one, it's a small opening up at the top, so it's okay for me to leave it unzipped as I'm using it, and then you would just keep it open, access the bag in and out with the little button enclosure. And then of course, if you want to keep it closed, you just twist the little gold hardware right there. Now, when it comes to interior, this rectangular opening is pretty easy for me to get in and out of with my massive hands. Now, not everybody on this channel or watching has massive hands, so I don't think you have any issues getting in and out of the bag. So I did say I didn't use this bag for a while, a couple weeks, because I was waiting for an insert and the timing was impeccable. Zoomoni was kind enough to send me the most adorable, luxurious insert for my mini Lindy. So I was doing a lot of research trying to find the perfect insert, and most of them were felt. I have had a felt insert before, and it was a cheapy one that I got from Amazon that I got for my Pickleton, and I just did not like the feeling of their particular felt. My nails always get snag on the felt when I reach into the bag, and then of course with any hangnails, there's the hazardous of scratching your bag when you have a hangnail, and I just didn't prefer that. So I was looking in particular for a silk lining, just because they're also much more malleable. The felt ones that I got were, again, too structured, too sharp also. I don't know how to describe it. It just did not fit very well. Whereas I know Zoomoni, again, if you've seen other YouTubers talk about them, they all raved about it. And now I kind of understand why they raved about it and why you can possibly think about purchasing from them as well, just because it does fit like a glove. And the silk insert just feels so much more luxurious. And it does come with like an interior pocket. You've got their little tag right there, and they just kept it really simple so that it doesn't become extremely bulky when you insert it into this tiny little bag and take up a lot of room. You can see on the interior, the reason why I wanted to get an insert is just because I already have to, it's Swift leather on the outside, take really good care of it, but on the inside, I want it to be a little bit more carefree so that when I put stuff in there, I don't have to worry about the interior getting incredibly scratched up with my items. She also sent me a couple felt ones, and I will say her felt ones are definitely much more high quality. I don't have to worry about my nails getting caught on any of the felt. There is a difference. I obviously did not know this, that there is a difference between all of the different felts that are available, and she uses the highest quality felt, obviously. But when she sent me these, I'm like, what am I supposed to do with these? I don't understand. So I had to look on her website. It's like, oh, okay, you can actually use these, you know, different little squares in a vanity, or you can use them in a more creative way so that you can keep your items very safe and secure. But I do like this one. Oh, you can use these for different lippies that you have. This one actually can fit up to 3. I have a bulky one, so it only fits 2. So I think this is a great way to kind of like organize the different items that you have. I normally use this one as my catch-all. I switch over to this one as my catch-all, and it's just incredibly bulky to keep it all in one space. So if you want to split it up, sometimes you need one item and not the other, you can easily just grab this and kind of just insert it in there, and it just fits really nicely in there. And I'll show you how I use this one in a different bag in a second here. But thanks Zoomoni for sending these to me so I can actually test them out for you guys. There are a lot of brands out there. Some of them are just incredibly expensive, like outrageously expensive. We know who we're talking about. I actually have one of them. But there's reasonable price items, bang for your buck, and quality to cost ratio. Did I say that backwards? I totally did, but you know what I'm saying. Do use my code somehowadulting for 20% off. I will link it down below. Go check it out. I was looking on their website. I hope to see pillows in the future, like stuffing, so that I can like a base, not a base shaper, but like a pillow shaper for your bag. I think that would be a fantastic option for them to add to their collection, but go check it out. These are all handmade, and for things that are, we all appreciate handmade items, right? Because the level of detail, the level of attention is definitely much different than the mass-produced ones. The other item that is part of the least used collection is my leather bracelet. This is a new release. I forget what it's called, but I call it the stirrup bracelet. I was on a mission on getting this, and I want to say I wore it once, maybe twice. The stickers are still on it. It's a really beautiful pinky, like a very pale pink, and it does come with gold hardware. This was just me on a tear. Like, I was on a mission on getting this. This is the last one that they had. I originally saw the hot pink one, and that's what I wanted, but this is the last one in my size that they have, so I just picked it up. It's a little bit annoying to get the little stirrup or the T-lock to go through, because again, this is a me problem where my wrists are quite thick. So it's a little bit hard to put on and off or take off. So that's why I don't wear it as much, but it's still a beautiful piece. This is going to be fashion jewelry, but I don't wear this very often. Will I keep this in my collection? Probably, but something to think about, you know, don't just impulse buy. Should I have taken this? I mean, it wasn't like extremely expensive, but should I have taken this money and applied it somewhere else? Maybe. The last item on my least used category is my Calie to go. I wanted to love this one so much because I was on a hunt on getting this, and I used it once. It just is not a practical bag. It is such a pain in the ass to use. and it fits nothing at all. If you follow me on Instagram, I did post about it the one time I used it. It's a beautiful piece. And I was like, I forgive you for not being very functional or not fitting anything because it is such a beautiful piece, but it is basically annoying to get in and out of. Like all Calie bags, yes, I know I have a Calie bag, so I know the sangles are kind of annoying to get, you know, do up and then undo just to get inside your wallet. However, you can just leave it open, which is what I did the one time I used it. And then the interior is just incredibly tight. You can definitely fit a phone in here. It does fit. But I also am living the unfortunate life of carrying 2 phones. So during the winter, it's okay because I can keep one phone in my pocket and then the other phone in here. But then if you wanted to put a card holder in there, it is basically filled to the brim. If you want to put a lippy in there, it bulks up because it is such a tight structure. There is actually no give at the bottom. It does get a little bit lumpy. Is it beautiful? Yes. Is it annoying? Yeah, also yes. I will say that the smell of the leather is just like, I want to just put my nose up to the leather and smell it all day, but it's just not a practical bag. Should I use this as a regular wallet? I definitely can, because the leather strap here, it does come off as a crossbody. And the other thing I've noticed is that the little strap right here, they've designed it so well that it won't rub against the side like most walks would do, including the Chanel walk. So kudos to Hermes for thinking of that to make it into a 2-part piece right here so that it is much more delicate on the glazing instead. The stitching on here is impeccable. There's nothing bad to say about it, but overall the design of this just doesn't fit my particular lifestyle. I have to look for a very specific reason to use this bag. So I'm gonna have to think about this, if this is going to stay in my collection or not, because that's a lot of money to be sitting in a tiny little rectangular. Before we head into my most used category, drop a comment down below. What are your thoughts on my items that I don't use quite as much? And if you are new here, drop a comment down below, say hello so I can welcome you to my channel. And if you are a returning or longtime subscriber, thanks for coming back. You know what to do. Drop comments, etc., etc. Love engaging with all of you. All right, so when it comes to my most used item, let's start with jewelry. I freaking love jewelry. Hermes has kickstarted something that has been hibernating in me because I never liked jewelry. In any case, my most used item here is going to be my Shandong ring, Fedora ring. I can never get the names correct, but it is going to be a very popular piece amongst Hermes lovers. And yeah, is this the most special piece? No, but it is also very incredibly hard for me to find my size. So when you go to Europe, you ask for the biggest size that they have and they come out with it, you just buy it. This is very good value for the amount of times I've worn this. You've seen me wear this in most videos, and every time I go out and I want to feel a little bling bling or pizzazz, I wear this one, and it fits nicely on my middle finger. Don't worry about my nail. I cut myself with a knife and literally sliced off half a nail here. So that is one of the most used item I bought from Paris in terms of rings. I know Mandy loves her. She actually got hers in the rose gold, and I see her wear all the time. The other piece that I actually have worn quite a bit because I had that mishap with the other silver bracelet is my rose gold bracelet with the diamonds on there. Beautiful piece, very dainty looking. And the Hermes associate did show me how to wear this. Let me flip this around. He said to double knot it. Yes, it's going to scratch it up a little bit, but it will keep your bracelet quite secure by going through the circle with the T-lock ring twice so that it is not coming off of your wrist no matter what you do. And I'm so glad he taught me that because I would be devastated if I lost this one as opposed to the silver one, because this one costs quite a bit more than the silver Faure bracelet. So if you ever want Hermes jewelry, highly recommend, because this is just a beautiful dainty piece that you can wear for years to come. The other most used item I picked up from Faure Le Page is this pouch. And this is a very classic piece. I've been using this in my travels, especially because I did have to fly around quite a bit in December and January. And this is the perfect catch-all where I can put in my sunscreen, I can toss in my Beats, my little headphone case. And of course, because I am using a larger tote, I like to keep my wallet in here. It's just a very solid piece for you to look at in a canvas. So if you do love like the Louis Vuittons or the Gucci's, try looking at Faure Le Page, just because I feel like the durability and how unique it is compared to the typical Louis Vuitton. It is such a versatile piece because sometimes if I don't want to bring my whole wallet on chain when I'm out for dinner at work and not wanting to bring my massive Celine tote with a laptop inside, I can easily just grab this with all of my essentials in here and be very low-key about it, but still like, hey, if you know kind of vibe. This is a perfect piece for you to use as a dinner clutch for work meetings or just in general, or if you're running errands. I think this is completely underrated. The zipper is incredibly nice. And then what's cool about this is that it does come with a little ring right here, which you can kind of hook it into an interior of your bag if you have a D ring inside. But it's also very versatile because you can grab this lobster hook and hook it onto the ring and turn it into a little, like a mini Louis Vuitton pochette. Isn't that cool? And you just open it up and it turns into a wristlet. It's multifunctional. So yeah, definitely highly recommend. And if you've never seen Faure Le Page, super underrated, definitely go check out their items because they have a rich history that we just don't talk about enough, in my opinion. All right, let's wrap things up with my two most used items from my Paris haul. And they're both from Goyard, can you believe it or not? This is going to be the Belvedere in the PM size, in the burgundy. I know I had poo-pooed Goyard because of my original experience in Paris, how the associates were incredibly rude. Now, because we had a great experience in the Monaco location, the associate was super nice, very attentive. It was just a 180 kind of experience that it kind of changed my mind. I also think that I picked the wrong one with the wallet, the mini wallet, the plume one that also fit nothing. Very similar to my gripe with the Hermes one, but that one was even more so because it's just completely flat. It just didn't work out for me. So I did make the statement last time saying that is probably my first and last Goyard piece. Lies. I picked up this one. Totally had no intention of buying this bag, but I have eyeballed this quite a bit in the past, but just never after that experience. I was like, meh. But then when the sales associate is nice and you have availability in front of you, I was just like, bye. Okay, all right, let's give it another go. So I've used this quite a bit just because of the weather, I would say, and how easy this one is to use because it does come with a crossbody strap that is adjustable. Is it silver hardware? Yes, not my favorite, but the minimum hardware is not a big deal. I think I made it work. And because it has been raining and just misty here in Nashville, this is my go-to bag just because it is coated canvas. Well, I guess it's painted coated canvas, whatever you want to call it. Just much more carefree and durable. It is a very functional bag. It fits so much, at least all of the essentials that I'm looking to bring with me on a daily basis. I love how it has a back pocket. So if you want to fit your phone in there, I actually have not done that just because during the winter, I'm wearing big coats. Phones are just inside my pockets anyways. But in the summer, I probably will utilize the back pocket so that I can fit my phone in there. The opening is just this one strap, which I do find a little bit annoying, especially when you don't have things in here. If it's filled with items, it's not as big of a problem. Kind of like the Pochette Matisse, where it's impossible. Why would you design this like that? And of course, with more use, this strap is going to look a little bit worn. So I'm having a hard time getting the thread through. But if I put more stuff in there, it's not a problem. But just to show you the interior of the bag, it is this beautiful yellow cloth fabric interior, so it will get dirty. Thinking about getting an insert for it, but I don't know. But in the meantime, I found the perfect use of the Zoomoni inserts that she gave me, and I'm just like, what do I do with this? So if I can get one or two of these in here, it will be kind of nice to just not makeshift, but I don't need the entire thing to be perfectly lined, but if I have hazardous things like lipstick, that's something I definitely want to keep in here so that it doesn't, if there's any residue from my fingers or anything like that, my bag will be protected. Or if I decide to carry a pen, it's gonna go in this felt insert right there. Now the other item is going to be the Goyard zippy card holder. This probably is the #1 item I've used the most out of this entire haul. Once I get into one wallet, it's hard for me to switch in and out of it. I just don't prefer doing that. I was using my Kafune one from before for quite a while, but when I purchased this, I was like, this is gorgeous. I gotta switch into it, and I have not switched out of it since. So this is definitely the top used item. I love how there's the card holders in the back. It is still incredibly tight and really hard to get the card in and out of these different slots. It's starting to loosen up a little bit as I stuff it a little bit more. Do I mind it getting bent out of shape? Not really. This is going to be a high traffic, high use item that I don't really mind. And then you've got the interior where you can put more cards, insurance cards, whatever it is, and a little bit of cash in here. So I do love this piece. Very compact, very durable. Not a single wear here other than kind of the wallet forming to the shape of the cards. So playing a little bit of Tetris here, I do have my Zoomoni little pouch that I've been using inside of the bag here. And you've got my catch-all, which I can definitely take everything out and insert it into the little pouch right here. So there's a little bit of flexibility and creativity on how you want to use the bag. And there's enough room for you to put all of your essentials and then some. And because this is a coated canvas bag, so you see how I filled it up, and it's just much easier. Thread the needle, so to speak, to secure the bag and make it look very uniform. And I love how lightweight this bag is so that it doesn't weigh too heavy on your shoulder if you're wearing it as a crossbody and or shoulder bag. So I understand why people love their Goyards. The one thing I definitely do not like is their St. Louis tote or Anjou tote. I forget what it's called. It's just because these coated and painted canvas in a tote that has zero structure at all. Maybe it's just because I don't like non-structured totes. It's just a floppy mess. But because it is a very thin coated canvas when it comes to totes, it is going to get smushed and crinkled. It just does not wear well, and that has zero appeal to me at all. I don't know what the obsession is, but when it comes to the Belvedere, it is a very structured bag, so this, I can see, it's going to wear much better than the tote will ever do so. Okay, that was an incredibly long video, but many of you have asked me to do a review of this bag, What are my thoughts on certain pieces from my Paris haul? And I don't want to do like 15 different individual reviews, so I thought this was the perfect way to slam everything together in one video. So as a follow-up to the epic haul, you guys get to see my thoughts, what I learned, what I didn't like so much, my experience, so that you can make an informed decision for yourself. Now, obviously, we did not include Mandy's haul, so maybe I'll do another video with her thoughts of her most used and least used items. So let me know if you want to see that. Drop a comment down below. Life is hard. I want to help you save time and money so that you can somehow adult easier and hopefully less than retail. I'll see y'all next time.